My name's Randy Boldt. I'm by trade a physical therapist. I went to the University of Iowa and graduated in 1994, and I started at Rock Valley the next year in 1995, and I've been here ever since. Over time, I started as a therapist, became a manager, and worked my way into the Chief Financial Officer position. Been overseeing the billing office, the administrative division, human resources. I've been really involved on the payment side, so I've gotten involved with APTA committees such as the RUC, such as the payment committee currently that's working on the future payment nationally for physical therapy, co-chair of the Iowa Physical Therapy Association for payment, and also the president of Midwest Therapy Network, which is a local network of private practices that we're trying to help support. It's definitely my life's work. What I see across the board is that our biggest #1 issue is that we've had a pretty stagnant payment system. We've seen decreases with Medicare for the last 5 years or so. This is the first year we've had a very small increase. And at the same time, you've seen that inflation across the United States has gone up significantly. Just a presentation for the University of Iowa students and showing that if 5 years ago your company's revenue hasn't changed for 5 years, you would go from making $100,000 to losing $131,000 in a small clinic. And so, we've been challenged by having to be more efficient, more productive with our time, figuring out different ways to make money outside of the normal fee schedule for Medicare. And as we all know that our Medicare population is growing. It represents for us about 45% of our business. And really, if we just look at Medicare, it's a losing proposition. So, a large percentage of patients are very difficult to take care of financially. And so we're all challenged with that. And I think especially in places like Iowa where we have rural communities, and we see the Medicare population really growing as a percentage of the population. So I think that's the biggest issue. And then that leads to things like what you guys are here today with a new opportunity for us with Athelas as our EMR, looking to find ways to make therapists more productive, to meet the challenges with payment. All of us are desiring to be more efficient with what we do. Okay, so all of our small practices have practice owners who are working in the evenings and on the weekend to do the business side of their business. What we'd like to do is provide resources that allow them to be more efficient. When they can go home at the end of the day with their notes completed, they're better able to manage their business. Most of the practice owners honestly are seeing patients. Sometimes in small practices, the primary owner is seeing the most patients. And so if we can lead those small practices to be able to leave their day with their notes completed and then supply a really excellent RCM that can collect money for them so they don't have to do all the work on the back end, I think that will really help them. So we're trying to offer that opportunity with our partnership with Athelas to bring those resources to smaller practices that normally wouldn't get that. I think giving them a different level of software, a different level of service that will allow them to be more successful in their practice and continue to stay in business. We're about legacy providers. We're about physical therapists owning businesses. And when the administrative burden and the cost gets too high, that causes people to decide to sell their practice or leave the profession. And what we really want is the tools to allow them to stay in the profession and to succeed. That's for us as well. Like we need to be more efficient and we need to have more resources. But the small practices, for sure, we feel an obligation, I think, to help take care of practices.